Ganohkwasra, Deyetiye, Gaya kono nyadoha, Nyagwe. So my English name is Amber Silversmith, and I live here in Six Nations of the Grand River Territory. My official title here for Ganohkwasra is the Deyetiye nyadoha counsellor. Today I wanted to come on to just share a little bit of our program and some of the different dates that we like to honor our missing and murdered families. I'll start with the program itself. So the program was officially started in 2014 when four of our matriarchs for our missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls went to Thunder Bay for a Chiefs of Ontario meeting, and from there they were given a platform by our elected council chief at the time and our executive director of Ganohkwasra, Sandra Montour. When they took the families out there, the whole point of it was to give them a platform to talk about why it was important for them to have a program and for them to be able to receive support and counseling going forward for not just themselves but their family as well. We were able to receive funding for a pilot project, and that pilot project gave birth to our program. But at the time it was called Embrace Her with Love, and because during that time a lot of the initiatives were going more towards our missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. And to us, during that time while we were starting the project, we noticed that within Six Nations we had a lot of our men being murdered. So after that, we decided that we were going to change the name to Embrace Them with Love, just to be encompassing of our men and boys, but also our 2S community here in Six Nations. And then from there, we switched the name again to Love Starts With Us, because we have a women's group here at Ganohkwasra that is kind of our spearheaded individuals that have been impacted by missing and murdered. So they could be aunts, they could be mums, they could be sisters, they could be cousins of individuals that we have lost to murder or that have gone missing in our community. So they created a women's group, and they had said that they wanted to kind of share with us the do's and don'ts of supporting a missing and murdered family member. They helped us kind of build the program to what it is today, and they created their own name. So they created their group Love Starts With Us. And from there, the program carried that name for a little while, and then the group started to become a lot more self-sufficient. Yeah, the group was very self-sufficient on their own, so we just really support them in whatever way that we can, whether that's attending events to continue with their own healing, or some of them may receive support from myself, being the counselor, or just continuing on their journey however they see fit. A lot of that is through community awareness as well. From there, then we actually changed our name, finally settling with the Deyetiye nyadoha program, which is a Cayuga word, and it means that we are protecting them or we are shielding them. So we were thinking about not just the individuals that we are remembering, but we're also protecting the ones that are left behind, because those are the ones that we're working with here in the program. Ganohkwasra has been always trying to keep in mind our Haudenosaunee traditional values and incorporating it the best that we can into our counseling and our programs. So that's what we really did with Deyetiye nyadoha as well. It was incorporating our traditional grief teachings into counseling sessions and into community awareness events as well. The different dates that I wanted to share with you that we do here at Ganohkwasra, just to highlight missing and murdered Indigenous peoples. That's the new term that we're hearing a lot, is peoples. So then we can include our women, our girls, our men, our boys, and our two-spirit communities. Is May 5th, so that's the National Day of Awareness for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls originally, but again, we're hearing more of the MMIP. In other circles, May 5th is also known as Red Dress Day. So you may see people hanging up red dresses just to honor our missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls and Two-Spirit individuals. So we took that as a day that we really wanted to focus on that, but we don't hang just red dresses, we hang shirts as well. Another day that we utilize is June 6th. So that's Blue Jean Jacket Day, and that's to honor our men and boys. So that initiative was started in 2023 in Edmonton, just to raise awareness of violence and trafficking and injustice that was happening within our Indigenous communities for our men and boys and Two-Spirit communities as well. We've taken that day as well just to hang a jean jacket to incorporate more of our men and boys and 2S communities. Another date that we do community awareness, is on October 4th. So that is the National Day of Action for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls originally, and then it started to add on the 2S communities as well. And then with all of our events that we do, we always try to incorporate our men and boys as well. Just because here in Six Nations, we really saw the spike happen in our community to where our ratio between women and men that we've lost to violence is almost equal. So we knew that we needed to incorporate that for our community specifically. We also know October 4th to be Sisters in Spirit Day, because that was also the organization that really spearheaded October 4th to be a day of awareness for missing and murdered. And then October 29th, we host an event here for 7 days straight. That event is called Honoring Our Loved Ones. So during that time, we have a white pine tree that was planted in front of Ganohkwasra, and that tree was planted for one of our missing and murdered family members, and kind of light that tree up for 7 days straight. And in doing that, we are honoring our missing and murdered loved ones that we've had here in Six Nations. So we don't just honor the men that day, we don't just honor the women that day, we honor all of our lost loved ones that we've had. And we just bring awareness. That was one thing that our family members had said at the time, that they don't want to just bring awareness on national days or days that people have on their calendar, that they want to have other days where we're raising awareness just because. Another date that we do some awareness on is right before Christmas time. So we actually do what we call our grief bundles or winter solstice bundles. What we do is all the families that are on Six Nations, we let them know that we're thinking about them by creating a bundle. And it can be different every year. It's a little different of what we put in there. A lot of self-care stuff though usually. And this is just a reminder to them that we're thinking about them over the holidays, as it's one of the days in their year that is harder. So we always try to think about different times of the year like that, just to check in with our families as well. So just another way we're extending our support to our community. The next month that we have Awareness Day on is February 14th. So everyone knows February 14th to be about Valentine's Day, to be about a day of love, about a day of, sending little cute candies to somebody that you admire or that you have a crush on. We also utilize this day to bring awareness about the ones that we've lost to domestic violence or intimate partner violence. We utilize that day to bring awareness for that as well. And we've had different events. We've had walks on that day. It's always cold though. Our last event was it was kind of Valentine's Day themed, but a lot more family friendly, because we seem to be seeing a lot more people wanting to bring their children to events. So we've been keeping it family friendly, so then the kids can get the education as well, because we know that's a demographic that gets missed a lot. is bringing awareness to our children and youth as well. We're just trying to, again, hit different areas that others are not bringing awareness to. And we definitely have the Love Starts With Us group to thank for that. So we just wanted to come on and share a little bit of what we at Ganohkwasra are doing here and the Deyetiye and nyadoha program. We also have We Protect Them timeline. So what that looks like is it starts from 1964 is our first murder that had taken place on the Six Nations territory, and it goes all the way to the date of today. And currently we have 43 names on that list. And like I said, it's very, very equal of the women and men ratio on there. But even though it's kind of equal, we still haven't reached a lot of family members. There's still family members out there that we are still trying to get in touch with, because the whole point of us creating that was I wanted something that was tangible for people to see. Because instead of just me seeing the stats and instead of me just seeing the names, I wanted other people to see that as well, because I felt like we were honoring the ones that were in the past that maybe didn't get the justice or didn't get the media attention. I wanted them to not be forgotten. And this is one way that I feel that we can not forget the name, we cannot forget their date, and with their family's permission as well. Because there are some people that do not want their family member's name on there, but they have allowed us to have just a space to represent them. So then their name is taken off, but it just says female or male on it with their date. So the community has been really receptive to us just supporting. So what our program has also done, we support. So we support court. We have done court support. We have done just helping people get ready after their loved one has been found. We've done traditional support through traditional teachings or medicines, or allowing space for whatever the family is needing during their time of grief and during their time of searching even. A common question that I get asked all the time is, how can we be allies? So I feel like anybody that wants to be an ally for missing and murdered can always talk to your premiers, to your legislative teams, to talk about the importance of continuation of funding, because to this day, even though this program has done immensely amazing healing for our community, we are still a pilot project. So we've been lucky to get the funding that we have, but we are still a pilot project. But it's still very much needed. So much so that we have to get another counselor on board to assist me with the caseload. Really speaking to your MPs about the importance of having funding for missing and murdered families, even the travel that they have to do for parole hearings, for court, for even gas to get to court. Sometimes that stuff isn't able to be done through other services that we would hope they could get the support through. Sometimes it just doesn't happen for our families, or even renting a vehicle, like those things, a lot of the families have to pay out of pocket, or even taking time off work. Those types of things are really important, that our families would be able to receive support in some way, shape, or form. I also wanted just to remind everybody, if you are needing support, if you are a family member of missing and murdered and you have ties to Six Nations, or if you don't have ties to Six Nations but you are still needing support, you can always give us a call here. I am housed at Sonhat Jiwa, so that is our sexual violence healing center here in Six Nations. It's still under the umbrella of Ganohkwasra, but I'm just in a different building. So you can call at 519-445-0845, or you can send me an email at asilversmith@ganohkwasra.com. We can always do a brief service if you do not have connections to Six Nations. or if you're looking for services, if you're from a different community and you're looking for services, we can always help with a referral as well. We wanted to utilize this space to bring awareness to our missing and murdered loved ones, and just share how we're able to create that space within our community. So, for listening.